Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience, start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer was drawn to this electric bike because it seemed like a good deal and looked appealing. They really appreciated the color. While they overall liked it, some things could be improved. Being experienced cyclists, our reviewer and their husband weren't too worried about ordering it online without trying it first. The bike arrived well packaged, though it did have a couple of minor scratches, which the client didn't mind given the price. Assembly was straightforward, except for the stem instructions, which could have been clearer. After assembling, the reviewer noticed a flat rear tire on the first test ride. After changing the tube, they went for a longer ride, but the tire went flat again near the end. It turned out there was a burr on the rim that was causing the punctures. They also felt the included rim tape was a bit narrow. After replacing the tape in the tube a third time, the problem was solved. A major issue was that reattaching the rear wheel after removing it was very difficult, requiring their husband to stretch the frame slightly. Despite these issues, this client was impressed with the bike's performance. They found the 7-speed shifter surprisingly smooth. The bike handles well and the tires are suitable for both road and gravel. The pedal assist modes are useful, though the reviewer hasn't figured out how to adjust the speed settings. Going downhill without pedal assist was fast, but they don't recommend high speeds due to squeaky, somewhat weak brakes and a rattle in the front end. Upgrading the brake pads and calipers might be a future improvement. The seat is comfortable, especially with an added suspension seat post. At top speed, pedaling becomes uncomfortable, suggesting that an extra gear might be beneficial. However, the reviewer mainly uses the bike for recreational rides at lower speeds and finds it adequate. It has plenty of torque for hills, but they wouldn't recommend it for busy row.
Cool. Let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer is really happy with their new purchase. They were impressed with the shipping, noting that everything arrived safely thanks to excellent packaging. The assembly process was surprisingly easy. Our reviewer specifically mentions that the provided video and instruction booklet were helpful. Unlike what they expected, the handlebars came pre-assembled, which saved some time. Installing the seat, pedals, and front wheel was straightforward. They did point out that the front wheel doesn't have a quick release, but this wasn't a concern for them. The whole process took less than half an hour. Regarding assembly, this client noted a few extra parts left over after following the instructions. These included a plug for the handlebar locking bolt, a cover for the main nut, and some extra wire management pieces. While instructions for installing the headlight and rear reflector weren't included, they found it easy to figure out. Once assembled, the reviewer pumped up the tires and took this bike for a spin. They were blown away by the pedal assist, which made going up a steep hill feel effortless. Switching to full electric mode, they were pleased with the smooth acceleration and quick speed. A hidden feature they loved was the cruise control. Holding the throttle for a few seconds locks the bike at full speed until the brakes are applied. Overall, they were impressed with the bike's appearance, the smooth 7-speed shifter, and the seemingly flawless motor and battery. They're excited to put many miles on this bike.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer encountered some significant issues right off the bat after receiving their electric bike. To ensure everything was in order, they wisely sent it to a professional bike shop for assembly and a thorough checkup. Unfortunately, the mechanic discovered a problem with the crankshaft, raising concerns about the chain potentially falling off under heavy pedaling. Our reviewer, understandably worried, contacted the manufacturer hoping to utilize the warranty. Disappointingly, they were met with a refusal to address the issue. Faced with a bike they couldn't confidently ride, they authorized the mechanic to install a replacement part. However, this solution brought its own set of complications. While the bike is now technically repaired, the replacement part isn't a perfect fit. Specifically, it's incompatible with the original chain guard, leaving it unusable. The mechanic also noted that the chain gear still wobbles slightly, though he believes it will function adequately. So the bike is rideable, but it's missing a key safety feature and has a component that isn't quite right. This client is now facing a dilemma. Should they keep the bike as is, accepting the imperfect repair and missing chain guard? Or is the potential risk and compromised functionality too much to overlook? They are really looking for some outside opinions on what to do next. Is it safe enough to use?
Appreciate you watching. If this video helped, like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts below. See you soon.